Okay, can I ask everybody to take a seat, please? And we're gonna start, I'd ask everybody to please rise for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, got a couple things on the work session agenda. One item that's not there, though I think it's an update on past town board agenda items, is report on 88 Smallwood. So if we've asked for that. I see people who I think might be here for 88 Smallwood in attendance. So Mark, do you want to come up first? Mark Burke. So. Talk a little bit about what's going on with this property.
So Mark Burke, Building Commissioner. Good afternoon, Sound Board.
Quiet. Can you just nudge the mic again?
Pardon? Is that better?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
I have with me Sal Zambito. He is the new owner of 88 Smallwood. I know from...
Congratulations.
I should say
Are you sure?
responsible owner. Sal has provided the requirements set forth and from the previous public hearing, which was a rodent control plan, a mold remediation plan, and a shoring plan. He does have an application in for permits. He does also have a signed contract with the town acknowledging all the current violations and the requirement of a no transfer. So he simply can't just purchase the property, sit on it, and then try to sell it. He must complete the work. So our department's satisfied at this point. If Sally'd like to say anything or comment.
Sure. I'm from the town of Amherst. I grew up on Huntington Court. My business, aside from not practicing law, because I have a law degree, we fix up old houses. You can Google my name. We did 135 pieces of property between 2012 and 2020, mostly in the city of Buffalo. I have some experience with zombie houses, an abandoned house. We took over in, I don't know, maybe 6-8 years ago in like 200 Briarhurst over in that area of Williamsville. We fixed it up. It took me 5 years to fix it up. We rebuilt a mid-century modern house. You know, got it back on the tax rolls for the town, which was a good thing. And it has a new happy owner. Family lives there now. So we plan on doing the same thing with 88 Smallwood. You know, it's a difficult project because, you know, the owner's still around and, you know, really wants to remain owner as a property, but that really couldn't happen the way, you know, we struck a deal. I anticipate at least a year working on that house, maybe up to 3 years. And I don't plan on living in it, but hopefully it'll be, you know, one of the best properties out there, get it back on the tax rolls and up and running. So if you got any questions, I have like a whole file on it already, so.
So we had some conditions. Sounds like at the moment those conditions are being met. You have documentation on all of that. Okay. Could we, just for the record of, you know, the minutes for this next meeting, can you just take a copy of whatever you have signed with that and clock it in as communication so that it's recorded as part of the meeting minutes moving forward?
Absolutely.
Do we have to rescind anything?
No, I think we put conditions on
You did.
the
A mold remediation plan,
Yep.
an active rodent control plan, a structural shoring plan.
Yeah.
so, you know, as long as those conditions are met and we have that in writing, then I feel like we're okay. I would like to put it into the meeting packet though, so that future boards could look back and see that there was, you know, conditions that were met and that was tied out. But other than that, good luck, and we're hopeful that you know, you're able to recover the property. There's some structural issues inside, but you think that the general foundation and
Yeah, we plan on doing mold abatement and at least bracing the structure. We actually got the original plans of the house. Yeah, we'll if I can't replace anything, I'll actually have it made.
Have the immediate neighbors been contacted or made aware of this?
They have not.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, I'm Judy Biltikoff. I live at 94 Smallwood Drive, and I am the immediate neighbor. So I was initially not made aware of any of this. I actually met Sal outside one day after this had been initiated, so I'm hoping that in the future I actually had received some information from Ann Demopoulos after this whole procedure had actually started, but either I or the neighbor, Bruce and Jen Roberts, on the other side of 88 had received no notice at all of any of this.
Okay. Thank you for that. So, and I think that I'd ask that all the immediate neighbors be made aware of the situation there. I'm sure that the property is concerned. I would certainly be concerned if I had lived next to a property with structural deterioration, rodent issues, mold issues. So how you plan to handle the mold abatement and whatever else hazardous is in there, you know, I'd ask that you make sure we have copies of that directly to the immediate neighbors at least.
Yes.
Mark? I know you guys are busy. It's the summertime. There's projects galore. Is there a way to work to kind of put the permits for this property almost front and center to kind of streamline that process? I just feel like these neighbors have been waiting a long time.
Yeah, we're in a good spot to expedite reviews, so it shouldn't be any issue once we get complete plans.
Excellent. Thank you for the update.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, moving on to our town board items, and we do have an executive session after this. So, looking at town board and potential for a consent agenda. I'm going to start by just so tonight we're going to do some proclamations for the winter storm. Think of it as a Christmas in July opportunity. Looking back 7 months at a blizzard, it's kind of an interesting realm, but we're finally able to award some people for their efforts. Resolution 529 is the 2350, 2360, and 2372 Sweet Home Road rezoning. The request to amend declaration restrictions. Dan, I think there's a little bit of confusion.
I found the packet very confusing because there was a change,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
and the packet doesn't reflect the change.
there's,
Or if it does, I couldn't find it.
well, there was a letter from the attorney, you know, saying that. he's
Yeah,
gonna
that
withdraw
was
the
all I
rezoning.
I
saw.
don't know if you saw the letter that's part of your packet that came fairly recently. Remember, they withdrew the zoning piece
Right.
of this thing, and then it came down to simply removing the restriction number 4, which relates to the two-story, second-story windows. That's the issue. There's a lot of stuff in there, I will readily admit. But our understanding is it's 2350. The address is the same regardless. The parcels were merged. So the documentation for the resolutions on seeker and the action itself should be fine. And it simply relates to condition number 4. And Sean will be here this evening as well.
I mean,
to address it.
I guess, we can wait till the evening. I was hoping this would be clean and straightforward. And, you know, it's a little bit, should have been able to be clean and straightforward. What they were looking to do, it's just the way that the whole thing is presented is
So, may I
it's a little,
interject?
it's confusing.
May,
What?
may I interject for just a second?
Sure.
So, under development review actions, resolution 624 and 625, are those cleaned up?
Right.
those cleaned up pieces. So the reason it still says rezoning and request is because that was the public hearing that was held open.
But it's
So you have to
not
close the
really a
whole- you have to
rezoning,
close
'cause
the
that
public
part
hearing.
was withdrawn.
It was
for
withdrawn,
rezoning.
right.
So that was withdrawn. If you look at the resolutions that Tim put up there, that is just specific with regard to the
Fourth
the,
condition.
the amendment of the declarations of restriction.
Right.
But it still says
But it
required
is-
As part of,
Of
a
the
re,
rezoning,
as
and
part
that
of the
was-
rezoning
that
that was
was
done in
confusing
2018.
Oh, so
2018.
it's part of the past rezoning.
Yes, so
part-
if you
yeah,
look
right.
at the third resolved, it says, to amend condition number 4 of the declaration of restrictions required as part of the rezoning decision made on October 1st, 2018.
Okay.
So it's not a rezoning, it's an amendment.
Just amendment
of
to
the-
restrictions.
Of the conditions. Yep.
Yeah.
Which will also be recorded in the county clerk's office if your body approves it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we,
There was just so much stuff from the
Yeah.
first one in there that,
I mean, yeah, the part that confused me was, and I did discuss this with Dr. Howard earlier, as part of a rezoning decision at 2350 Sweet Home Road. The rezoning was in the past, right now we're just dealing with the restrictions, but the wording, just to look at it, was a little not clear.
okay. So then we've got resolution 621. Jeff, you're handling that? Okay. You pointed over. I'm like, Dan here? Okay. All right. Okay. And then 622 is the WPCF multi-project bond. You're doing that one? Okay. Then we've got the 1350 Eggert rezoning. Do we know who's coming in for that?
Sean Hopkins will be here for that. Now, you received a memo on Friday asking you to not assign a frontage type. We had an opportunity to meet with our code consultant last week. We're trying to interpret this code for the first time, so it's a little bit challenging. The bottom line here is if you don't assign one, a general frontage code will default, and that'll be fine.
I'm thinking we're not taking action tonight anyways because it's the first night of it. So
I just didn't want, I sent the memo Friday just to alert you to the fact that we're not looking for that
Yeah.
well, there's
designation.
also significant concerns about flooding over there.
I would say it's probably drainage, not flooding. But-
Well-
But he's, so the petitioner is aware of that, and I suspect he'll address that tonight.
So I gave, we have a copy of a video, I think, on DVD. I gave it to Tim to clock in as part of the public hearing, so,
Copy of,
of a video of some drain
okay,
scenarios,
yeah.
drain conditions, so.
okay, yeah, we would ask that you not make a decision tonight, but
I'm not
simply do the hearing.
No worries, I don't think we're set to do that anyways.
Okay,
Then the seeker determination and 3945 Wrench and the zoning amendment are both on this evening. Okay, there's no protest petition in place for that one, right? No.
For wrench.
All right, on our resolutions, 627, resolution 1 under attorney is gonna require a seeker and a voice vote. So we'll vote on motion seeker and then we'll do a voice, so we'll hold that till tonight. Resolution 628 is a MOU with B&HV, Town of Amherst. It's pretty simple at this time, you know, we'll add some detail as we move through this project. Any questions about that MOU? Any reason to withhold it from consent?
No?
629 is the license agreement with 132 Box Elder Lane, owners Patel and Murphy, CRS 4208. Any questions regarding that license agreement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 630 is a license agreement for 170 Londonderry Lane, Fruerstein, CRS 4209. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold that from consent? Resolution 631 is the settlement of an Article 7 matter for Reese Street Holdings LP versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 632 is Granicus LLC, meeting management software for MinuteTrack CRS 4077. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold that from consent? Resolution 466 is the demolition of 88 Smallwood Drive. We'll withdraw that. Just-
Okay, that's what I was asking.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to know the action.
I think we withdraw it since we asked for correspondence to be placed into the agenda next meeting, if that makes sense. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. Resolution 633 is the intermunicipal agreement for Village of Williamsville for for our CEO's CRS 4145. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Okay. Resolution 634 is the emergency purchase of HVAC parts for Williamsville Library, CRS 4210. Any questions regarding the purchase? Any reason to withhold it from consent? What was air conditioning?
Right.
Got to keep those buildings cool. Yep. Well, libraries especially susceptible to problems with moisture. So, Resolution 635 is a budget transfer and amendment. Budget transfers and amendments. Any questions regarding those transfers and amendments? Any reason to withhold them from consent? Resolution 636 is an award of bid 2023-025 sewer jet water tank coating CRS 4187. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason not to award that bid via consent? Resolution 637 is to approve a piggyback contract for office supplies, CRS 4212. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? We can buy pens again? Is that right? Okay. Resolution 638 is an award of special inspections and testing for Whitestone Associates Engineering and Geology New York PLLC, rebid of Mathewson McCarthy Little League Field House Improvements CRS 4189. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 639 is Canal Way Trail and Hopkins Road Trail Safety Enhancements, change order number 1 from McLaughlin Construction Corporation, CRS 4205. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 640 is an emergency purchase authorization for street lighting utility Markout Services, USIC, Locating Services, LLC, CRS 4214. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 641 is to authorize prepayments to NYPA for street lighting purchase and upgrade project. Any questions regarding those authorizations? Any reason to withhold it from consent? The scenario there is we don't want to have to pay interest payments. So, Resolution 642 is an extension of garbage recycling totes and parts contract, CRS 4188 1213. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 643 is to authorize an emergency repair of 167 Wyeth Highway Department. 167 Wyeth by the Highway Department. Any question regarding the authorization for emergency repair? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 644 is a contract extension for Valley Tire Company, CRS 4198 and 3538. Any questions regarding the contract extension? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 645 is an accounting for the comptroller's office, as accountant for the comptroller's office. Any questions regarding the appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 646 is an assistant accountant for youth and rec. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 647 is an Assistant Food Service Manager, Senior Services. Any questions regarding that appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 468 is an Assistant Plumber for Engineering, Plant 16. Any questions regarding the appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 649 is a grant agreement, Emergency Operations Center, bathrooms and kitchen renovations, communication systems upgrade, CRS 3928, New York State Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 650 is a digital surveillance, DSS, CRS 4203, Highway Department camera replacement and upgrades. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 651 is a travel request for an operator training course. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 652 is the Moino Stator and Rotor Procurement Schreier Martin Process Equipment Incorporated, CRS 4195. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 653 is a payment authorization for emergency oxygen plant repairs, Mollenberg Betts Incorporated, CRS number 4199. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 654 is the Town of Amherst bid 2022023 sodium bisulfite contract extension PVS Chemical Solutions Incorporated, CRS number 4193. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 655 is the WPCF Fixed Gas Detection Systems Duval Safety Incorporated, CRS 4194. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 656 is the purchase of one Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 DeLacy Ford. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 657 is the purchase of one 2023 Dodge Ram 2500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4 Falls Dodge Incorporated. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 658 is a purchase of one Ford Bronco Sport all-wheel drive DeLacy Ford. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 659 is the Western New York Stormwater Coalition Cooperating Letter of Support. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Communication 87 is a correspondence from Sean Hopkins. I recommend we receive this and ask the clerk's office to record it as part of the public hearing relative to those projects. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 88 is the Historic Preservation Commission permission for a sign placement and fee waiver. I recommend we receive and grant both the sign placement and fee waiver. Any reason not to do that any reason not to do that via consent? Okay. Communication 89 is a congregation Brith.
Odasha.
Thank you. Fee waiver. I recommend.
It's actually Brit.
Brith? Okay,
No,
I'm going to let you, we'll recommend that we extend the fee waiver. And you want to say it one more time correctly?
It's Brit Hadosha.
Thank you. Any reason not to do that via consent? All right, communication 90, correspondence from Samantha Smith. I recommend we receive this and refer it to the town attorney as it pertains to properties currently that are a portion of litigation.
They have come out and cleaned the area up, just an FYI. I know because
Yep.
that's where I drive every day.
All right, so any reason not to refer that to the town attorney via consent? Communication 91 is a notice of claim for the Uland Partnership of Delaware LP versus Town of Amherst et al. Recommend we receive this, refer to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 92 is a notice of claim for NYSIR ASO, Sweet Home CSD versus Town of Amherst. Recommend we receive this, refer to the town attorney as well. Any reason not to do that via consent? Okay, we do have one suspension item this evening regarding authorization to utilize Chemical Corporation for pool chemicals. And we have several executive session topics. So I'm going to motion to adjourn to an executive session to deal with a litigation settlement item, health insurance, part-time hourly rates, and a contract negotiation regarding an acquisition.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, everybody.